Hello and welcome back to Knitting Nicely. I'm Danielle Chauvet. Today we're going to learn how to make a little tassel for the end of this Helen Hart's shawl. Now you certainly don't have to put a tassel on the ends. As you can see in my picture, I am not wearing it with a tassel, but this is an option for you if you enjoy having a tassel on your ends of your shawls. You can find a link to this pattern for the Helen Hart's shawl in the description, and you can also find some information about how to contact me. So this is how you make a tassel. You need your scissors, you need a tapestry needle, you need a book. Well, you don't need a book, but I like to use a hardbound book because it's easier to cut because of the raised edges of the book. And then you also need your yarn, of course. So I'm actually going to use 3 different colors of yarn because these are the colors that I used in my shawl. And I want my tassel to have all 3 colors. So when we're making a tassel, the first color that you wrap around the book will be the colors that will be on the inside of your tassel. So just keep that in mind when you're choosing your colors. I think I want my colors to be the dark color on the inside, and then maybe the lightest color, and then the pink on the very outside. Now, I don't have a whole lot of yarn left over, so I'm gonna make my tassels kind of on the lighter side, but if you like your tassels to be really thick and full, then go ahead and just be free to keep on wrapping around and around and around. The more wraps you make around your book, the thicker and fuller your tassel will be. So the first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna wrap this around. You can hold the end. I'm gonna hold the end down here. And you're just gonna wrap around your book. You don't need to wrap it tightly, just, loose. A loose wrap is fine. Not too loose, but just kind of sitting against the book. The book is just there to keep the yarn the same length, so your tassel's about the same length all the way around. All the yarns coming off of it are about the same length. Around and around and around and around. Oh, it looks like I ran out of yarn here. No worries. I'm going to take that off because it doesn't quite, oh wait, it does reach. It reaches the end, so that's good. Now I'm going to grab another piece of yarn here. Oh, I've got to find the end. Oh, there it is. And I'm just gonna grab it again back here. Start wrapping. Now I'm gonna make 2 tassels because I want a tassel on each end of my shawl. Well, I don't want a tassel on the end of my shawl. I actually like shawls without tassels, but I know a lot of people do like tassels on their shawls. And on this one, you can make a tassel on each end of this Helen's Heart shawl. So you need to keep in mind, I only want to use about half of the yarn I have left. So, that looks about right. I think I have about half left. So now I'm just going to go ahead and cut this color here, just at the end of the book. Then I'm going to take the next yarn, which I decided would be the lighter one, and grab it at the bottom here and go ahead and start wrapping around again. Oh, keep it in the same place here. Around and around and around till I've used up about half of my gray yarn. Keep going around. I think that's about half. I didn't have much of that left. Cut that one off. And then for my pink. So grab the pink down here and go ahead and wrap. I have even less of my pink yarn left. So I'm only going to put a few wraps around with my pink. It's got a little bit of tangle there. Let's get that out. Right. Around. That's pretty good. Okay, and I'm going to cut that off. Now here's where the edging of the hard back of the book comes in handy, because we're going to need to slide a piece of yarn underneath these wraps. So I'm going to go ahead and put my book down. That. And I'm going to take a length of yarn. I'm choosing the dark color, but you can choose whatever color you want. And I just need a small length because this is just going to tie it off at the top. So I need a small length of yarn. I would say, I don't know, that's about 12 inches, maybe a little bit more. And thread it on my needle. And then just, let's see here, I'm just sticking it right through there. Pulling it up. Get the end out without pulling it all the way through. Ah, there we go. Take it off your needle and then give it a nice little tie at the top. I usually tie 3 times, so that's once. You can pull that nice and tight. Give it a nice tug twice and thrice. Okay, that's what you're gonna use to tie the tassel onto your shawl. Then, in order to get all the yarns the same length, we need to cut them all right here, down here. So now I have my tie up where I need to cut. So I'm gonna just pull it all the way around so that my tie is back here. And then I can just go ahead and cut all these here. I'm gonna stick my scissors in through where that little space is and cut them all at the same place. Make sure you have nice sharp scissors, it makes it a lot easier. Okay, so now you've got your tassel here. But now you need to make it so that your tassel has a nice little head on it, okay? So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna get another length of yarn. You're gonna tie it around about 1 inch down from the top of your tassel. I'm gonna use the dark yarn again because I have the most of that one. And again, you don't need a whole huge length of yarn, just a little bit. Probably about 12 inches again is plenty. So just snip it off right there. And lay it down and put your tassel on top of it. And then you're just going to tie it nice and tight, about 1 inch down from the top. Isn't that cute? Tie it nice and tight, but don't break your yarn. Otherwise you'll have to get a new length of yarn. Okay, and again, I always tie it 3 times. That. Now, what do I do with these lengths? Because they are not the same length as everything else. Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to secure them by tying them down into my tassel. So I'm going to grab my tapestry needle again. You can thread them both at the same time, or you can do it one at a time. I'm just going to do mine at the same time because, you know, faster is fun. Oh, if I can get it in there. Okay, so I've got both of those ends on my tapestry needle. And I'm just going to tuck them underneath and through the middle and pull it down. Okay, and then you want these to be the same length as everything else, so just kind of lay them out flat and go ahead and snip them to the right length. And that's all there is to it. Now you've got your tassel, and you can attach it with these threads up at the top. Uh-oh, that one came out. Oh, I think this one didn't get tied under. So we're just going to take our tapestry needle and pull that one down underneath. Not really sure how that one came out, but that's okay. It's not important. Looks like it came from this side. You can see it coming up right there. We're just going to put it down through this side. There we go. All fixed. And now we're just going to cut that one to the right length as well. Now, if you are picky about how long each of your yarns are, at the end here, you'll see some of mine are not exactly the same length. You can just kind of pull them all like this, all together, and just give them a nice trim. Like that. So they're all pretty much the same. There we go. Okay, so as I was saying before, you just use these two strings to tie it onto wherever you want your tassel. And then you'll weave these ends in on your shawl. That's all there is to it. Have fun. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make a tassel. And don't forget, if you'd like to have notifications on when I make new videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Happy knitting!